Welcome to Dinar World, where we don't chase rumors, we read signals. If you clicked on this video and felt that subtle shift in the air, that quiet, almost electric sense that something important may be approaching, then stay with me. Don't rush, don't panic, just stay present, because what we're walking through today is not about hype, it's about clarity. In this update, I'm going to break down in simple, practical terms why there are growing signs that major banks may be positioning themselves for a possible operational window connected to the Iraqi dinar, why the word Monday keeps coming up again and again, what banks actually do when they prepare for real-world financial changes, and most importantly, what you can do right now to stay calm, protected, and ready. No fear tactics, no exaggerated promises, just clear thinking, grounded insight, and steps you can actually take. By the end of this video, you'll have a calmer mindset, a practical checklist, and a plan, whether you hold a small amount of dinar or a significant position. So take a breath, get comfortable, and let's go through this together, one step at a time. The most important thing to understand first is this: banks do not prepare for rumors. They prepare for operations. When people say banks are getting ready, it does not mean they are reacting to social media posts or online speculation. Banks are highly regulated institutions responsible for trillions in transactions. Preparation inside a bank means system testing, software updates, legal reviews, compliance checks, staff training, and coordination with other financial institutions. These steps are quiet, disciplined, and methodical. They don't happen because of excitement, they happen because internal guidance suggests a potential change may require readiness. That is the difference between noise and signal. You will not see these processes from the outside, but when enough of them line up, you begin to feel the ripple before anything becomes public. Preparation is not a promise, but it absolutely deserves attention. Now let's talk about why Monday keeps appearing in these discussions. In global finance, timing matters. Most banking systems operate on weekly operational cycles, and Monday represents the beginning of a new financial week across major markets. When banks refer to a Monday window, they are usually talking about alignment, systems, staffing, approvals, settlement cycles, and liquidity all being ready at the same starting point. That does not mean something flips instantly at a specific hour. It means there is an opportunity to begin controlled activity. That activity may roll out in stages: internal processes first, limited transactions next, and wider availability later. So when you hear Monday, think readiness, not certainty, and certainly not an overnight event. When people hear that systems are being aligned, it can sound vague, but it's very real. Banks operate through multiple layers: customer-facing platforms, internal ledgers, settlement systems with other banks, central bank reporting, and compliance monitoring for fraud and anti-money laundering. Alignment means ensuring all of these layers communicate correctly. It means testing transactions in secure environments, validating exchange calculations, confirming liquidity access, ensuring reporting meets regulatory standards, and preparing fallback procedures in case something doesn't work as planned. These checks take time, and when multiple banks perform similar actions simultaneously, it often points to broader coordination behind the scenes. One of the strongest indicators of readiness is staff training. This is the human side of banking. When banks anticipate increased activity, branch employees and call center staff are briefed with updated procedures, clear scripts, and guidance on how to respond to customer questions. Legal and compliance teams ensure staff understand documentation, tax considerations, and legal requirements. This reduces confusion and misinformation when inquiries increase. Consistency across different branches or institutions can be a meaningful signal of coordinated preparation. If you hold Iraqi dinar, there are 3 powerful steps you can take right now. First, know exactly what you hold. Count it, verify it, don't guess. Second, confirm where it is stored, whether physical notes, a dealer, a bank, or another institution. Third, document everything. Keep receipts, transaction records, account statements, and, if applicable, serial numbers for physical notes. These steps may seem simple, but they can save enormous stress later. Documentation matters in financial processing, and preparation removes unnecessary obstacles. It's also important to be honest about risk. Preparation is not certainty. Even well-planned financial events can face delays due to technical issues, regulatory reviews, political developments, or international coordination. The best-case scenario is an orderly, clearly communicated process. A middle scenario could involve phased access. A worst-case scenario could involve delays or pauses. This is why discipline matters. Avoid emotional decisions. Don't rush. Don't share private information, and never respond to offers that sound too good to be true. Community discussion can be helpful, but it must be used wisely. Online groups can reveal patterns, but they can also amplify rumors. Valuable information comes from multiple independent reports that align operationally, not from claims of insider guarantees. Use community input as one data point, not your foundation. Compliance is another misunderstood area. When banks prepare for currency-related activity, compliance teams ensure identification, source of funds verification, tax reporting, and legal requirements are ready. This protects everyone involved. If you hold a meaningful amount of dinar, expect to provide ID, proof of address, transaction history, and possibly tax documentation depending on your country. Compliance is not an obstacle, it is the framework that allows transactions to happen safely. Liquidity planning is equally critical. Banks must ensure they have sufficient access to countercurrency, often US dollars, to meet demand. They test this through simulations, correspondent banking relationships, and settlement capacity checks. When liquidity is prepared in advance, it reduces the risk of freezes or delays if demand increases. International coordination adds another layer, as currency processing may involve correspondent banks and cross-border clearance. This is why timelines tend to be conservative and why activity often rolls out gradually rather than all at once. Here is a simple checklist you can act on today. Gather identification and proof of address. Organize all dinar-related purchase or transfer records. Record serial numbers for physical notes if applicable. Confirm contact details and operating hours of the institution you would use, and write a simple plan outlining your steps. Secure digital copies of everything and keep backups. Preparation replaces panic with confidence. Be extremely cautious of scams. Increased attention always attracts bad actors. Avoid private redemption offers, upfront fees, fake insider services, phishing messages, or requests for login details. Banks do not operate that way. If something feels off, trust that instinct and step back. A brief reminder from history. The Iraqi dinar journey has been long and emotional. Many have experienced cycles of hope and disappointment. The lesson is clear. Preparation beats emotion every time. Those who stayed organized and disciplined fared better than those who chased every rumor. Your strategy should match your position. Small holders should stay informed without overreacting. Larger holders should consider professional financial guidance regarding exchange and tax implications. Emotions will rise. Excitement, anxiety, anticipation, all of it is normal. Acknowledge it, but do not let it control your actions. Set personal rules. Pause before decisions. Confirm information through multiple reliable sources, and never act under pressure. In the coming days, watch for consistent signals, official bank communication, coordinated guidance, and verified operational changes. Patterns matter more than headlines. And remember this above all, bank preparation is a signal worth watching, but it is not a guarantee. Treat this as a logistical process that rewards calm planning, clear documentation, and patience. If you prepare now, you position yourself to act wisely if and when systems move. Thank you for being here with me. If this brought you clarity and calm, share it with someone who needs a grounded perspective. I'll continue watching the signals and bringing updates focused on preparation, not promises. Stay calm, stay ready, and I'll see you in the next Dinar World update.